So welcome. Today I am sharing this space with my beautiful friend Naomi Newlin, and we are here to talk to you about our 21-day upcoming program for January called Nourish to Flourish. And this is a program that we've designed for women that are in perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause. And just to define that, so first of all, my name's Kate. I'm a menopause mentor and a menopause yoga teacher and a hormone yoga therapy teacher. And just before we kick off and Naomi introduces herself, I just want to define the difference between perimenopause, menopause, and menopause. So basically what we're talking to here are women that are in their late 30s and 40s. So you can go into perimenopause. Obviously, this is natural perimenopause. There's medical perimenopause, which is menopause, which is different. So you can go into perimenopause in your late 30s. Now, the average age to go into perimenopause is 44, and perimenopause is the time before menopause. So menopause is marked as one day, one moment when you haven't had periods for 12 months. And the time after that, which is where we are, is postmenopause. So after that one day of menopause, then you're in postmenopause. And an interesting fact is that you'll be in postmenopause. Most of us will be in postmenopause for about a third of our life. So if you go into menopause at 50, as I have, and you live until you're 81, then you'll be in postmenopause for 31 years of your life. And yet it's a stage that not many people talk about. So this program is really for all women in their late 30s. And the program starts on the 15th of January. It's called Nourish to Flourish. And I'm going to hand it over to Naomi, who's going to introduce herself and talk a little bit about her journey. And then we'll just have a little bit of a chat about the program, what it involves, and answer some of your questions too.
Okay, thanks, Kate. Hi, everyone. My name is Naomi Newlin. I have a wellness brand called White Sage Healing. I am a yoga teacher, a Kundadance teacher, an Ayurvedic massage therapist, a womb awakening facilitator, and a spirit painter. And I am postmenopausal now. And Kate and I came up with this plan to offer you this 21-day program, really offering you everything that we have learned in our lives and which have helped us navigate really, difficult times. One of the things to say is that from going through these physical and emotional and mental changes from maybe our late 30s into our 50s and beyond, we're also meeting times in our life which are pivotal life moments usually, and it could be death of a parent, death of a loved one, separation, divorce, children coming into teenagers and changing themselves, and so many other these kind of key massive life changes which are coming at the same time as us having these physiological changes. And Kate and I have been through a lot, and we're still feeling okay, and we're still smiling, and we're still having joy, and we're feeling good, and we want to share everything that we've learned. We actually have quite similar trainings, but like we do similar things but in a different way. So we've got a lot of offerings to share with you, and we want to do this in a really supportive, loving, beautiful, communal way. So does that answer everything, do you think? I
think one thing that you said there that I just want to touch on is that at the moment there is very much a discourse with menopause that it's being, as with many things in our lives, medicalized. So it's very much, okay, if you're feeling this, very much about the symptoms, and I'm not underestimating that the symptoms can be harsh and can be life-changing, but what I find is not being spoken about is this portal, this change, and that what we're actually going through, this natural transition, we are changed forever. In the same way that a woman is changed forever when she has a child, we're changed forever when we go through this. And whether or not that is a positive or a difficult transition, a lot of the kind of discourse out there are not talking about the positive, the things that actually come in, the wisdom, the increased clairvoyance, that inner knowing that becomes much, much stronger. And I think that is something that you and I really connect to. And I think that having women's circles and holding space for women so women can be listened to is really important. This is not just about Kundalini yoga, Hatha yoga, menopause yoga. It's more than that. It's about us creating a loving container where we're going to meet or have a WhatsApp group where we're actually kind of listening and talking and learning from each other, which is how we women learn since, you know, for thousands and thousands of years. You know, whether or not you're at the start of this journey or whether or not you've been on it for 20 years, I think that wisdom is so important, and that's something that we can capture in this 21-day program.
And I think, and then just to add what this program is, Kate and I will come on live every single day. There will be yoga, different opportunities for you to practice different styles of yoga every single day for the 21 days. And then midweek, I'll be teaching self-care classes. So my background, I didn't say that I have practiced, I was born into yoga. My mum was a yoga teacher. I grew up in yoga. Yoga is the way I kind of view my day. I think the way I view life, yoga is very much practice, but I forgot it, I rejected it, and then I refound it. So it's been a real journey, of life journey for me, with Ayurveda, which came along hand in hand, the sister science of yoga. I went to India to become an Ayurvedic masseuse, and I've trained with 5 different doctors, and I've assisted people in clinics and so on. And so Ayurveda is very much also the way I kind of live generally in my everyday life. I'm not an Ayurvedic doctor, but we're going to use Ayurvedic principles through this 21 days. And hopefully this is something that you will feel and take away with you. So there's some beautiful, what's the word I want to say? Just some beautiful things that Ayurveda offers us. And one of them is really learning. One of the beautiful things is also we're doing this on a very kind of top level. I'm not an Ayurvedic doctor, and Ayurveda can become very, very specific. But on a top level, we can learn very generally what kind of doshas we are, or what kind of elements are predominant in us, so that we can learn what yogas are best for us, what mantras, what meditation, what foods, what daily lifestyles. All of these things are really a beautiful guidance from Ayurveda. Ayurveda being the Indian healthcare system, which is dated from 8,000 years. So I'll be teaching self-massage, which is one of the things that Ayurveda really offers. It encourages everybody to do a daily self-massage. And that's for many reasons, not just for, it's actually detoxification as well as calming and nourishing. So I'll be teaching some self-care based on Ayurveda. And I think we can have some fun with learning, like, what are our predominant elements, can't we? And we can give you some general guidance around that, so that you learned that you have the tools to self-heal. We have the tools to self-heal, and we can do this from our home as well as in community. We'll be offering that, and we're offering weekly women's circles. And between us, Kate and I probably have about 5 different styles of yoga that we will share with you, which is also wonderful, because at different points of the day, you might want to have an invigorating, strengthening class from Kate. And Kate is a specialist in hormone yoga and menopause yoga. So she really specializes in that. So you might want that, or you might want to do like a restorative class with Kate, which I'm going to be doing later tonight. Or you might want to wake up and do some Kundadance with me, which is Kundalini yoga, standing up, dancing through the chakras, using a bit of Tai Chi and Qigong to help integrate the energy. Or you might want to do a pure Kundalini class with me. And I'm getting really excited because I'm starting to really piece together some different kriyas, which are going to be brilliant for this program, and also mantras and so on. So there's loads to choose from, and I'm also can teach some yin in the style of Chinese medicine. So we've got a lot there, haven't we?
I think so. And I think that for both of us, you know, I think that we both, you know, yoga, like you said, like yoga sort of saved me when I was in a really dark place in my very early 20s, and I came to yoga as, you know, kind of broken and lost. And there were so many times in my life that yoga has saved me, and I've had to switch and change the way that I do yoga, you know, through grief. I didn't even want to get on the mat. I was like, God, I don't ever want to do yoga again. But then I kind of found restorative yoga and realized, actually, I can still do yoga. It's okay not to want to do vinyasa. It's okay not to want to do asana. So I think that's the thing. It's to almost give women this, they can cherry pick, and you can still do yoga, and your yoga practice might not be 90 minutes. We're going to be sharing lots of shorter practices. Like my morning yoga is only 30 minutes. And just to say as well that everything that we do will be recorded so that you can have access to it throughout the duration. So if, you know, you look at the timetable and you're like, oh, actually, I can't do, you know, we've got quite a lot of 10 a.m. classes and they don't work for you, then you can always, you know, come back to those. And we're trying to mix it up so that we do some morning, some evening, and some lunchtime. So there are different options for people as well. And so just to say as well, because we were kind of discussing this yesterday, like, is this a cleanse or is it not a cleanse? And I think that there are a lot of people out there that really want to cleanse. And just to sort of put my hands up and say, you know, like everybody else, I've eaten too much over Christmas. I want to lose a little bit of weight. I want to feel lighter. And I don't want to feel lighter necessarily, you know, for vain reasons, just because I want to feel a little bit lighter in myself. And we were talking about that, Naomi, because I was like, I want to do the cleansing part of this. And I think this program is unique. And Naomi, if you could talk through that, because there are options. We're not going to tell you, you have to do this and you have to do that. We're not nutritionists. But at the same time, we'll be sharing everything that works for us and has worked for us for many years. But also we will be sharing some cleansing protocols that I 100% am going to be definitely doing. Coffee and sugar have to go for me. Can you talk us through like how that, because it's really interesting how you kind of talk about this from inside out rather than outside in.
So yeah, so me too. I want to feel lighter and cleansed from the inside, but I don't want to give myself a strict kind of heavy going detox. I must not eat this, I must not eat that. Instead, what we're offering is an Ayurvedic principles of adding. So adding herbal teas, adding certain plants and certain supplements, which basically will start to heal the gut lining. When we start to heal our gut lining, naturally, we will, the things which don't serve us or suit us just slowly fall away. And they will fall away while you're also practicing yoga and breath work and so on. So we're going to follow, I've actually got the book and I'm going to hold that book up. We're going to follow stage 1 of the prime. So the prime was written by an amazing doctor called Dr. Chowdhury. She works at the Deepak Chopra Center. I've been in touch with her. She's lovely. This book changed my life about 10 years ago. And actually the book's amazing because it brings science to Ayurveda. And we're going to give you, by the way, recommended reading lists, recommended supplements, herbs, so on. But what we're going to do is stage 1, which is very, very basic. I'm also going to give you some quizzes to do to see maybe you'll work through stage 1 quickly, and I can show you what stage 2 looks like. But for a lot of us, stage 1 for 3 weeks will make a big difference, and that is dry brushing first thing in the morning and adding cumin, coriander, fennel seed tea, possibly with ginger and some other herbs, to a tea that you keep warm all day, and you keep it in a flask and you sip it through the day. And these 3 ingredients, the cumin, coriander and fennel seed, they start to repair gut damage and digestive damage, and they're amazing. And that can become a daily staple for you. It literally is cleansing and healing the gut lining. So we know that you know, in Ayurveda, and I never understood why, but if there's any problem in your life, they start with the gut, and I never could understand why. So that went from depression to, you know, I don't know, just thinking like acne to overweight or whatever it was. And when I was like, how is it always the gut? Why are they always, you know, this is 8,000-year-old science. And it's because the gut is, the information from the gut is traveling through the vagus nerve to the brain. So we're now finding out like serotonin is actually created in the gut lining, not in the brain, the feel-good hormone. So the more we cleanse and restore this intelligent brain, like the gut, now we're the same. They're now saying we have one brain, or it's brain, you know, it's starting to change with science. But the more we do that, the more naturally we will have different signals coming from the brain, and the messages from the gut to the brain will change, and naturally you'll start wanting to let go of things. So it's a kind of gentle cleanse, and remembering also that we're not just cleansing our physical body, we're cleansing our emotions. You know, maybe some of you are coming because you want to let go of something which has happened, which is really major in your life. Maybe you want to help with that transition. So I think we're cleansing on many levels. I mean, we always are, aren't we?
Yeah,
But
I
we're so
think
emotional food eating, and then we've got Christmas where we've totally usually overdone it. So this will be a cleanse on the physical, and we'll be doing these practices which are going to support that. But it'll be gentle, and it'll be something which is long lasting, I
I
think.
think also, you know, one of the things that I've wanted to do for ages is the kitchari, where you kind of make this, you know, kind of stew type thing, and that's what you eat. So you eat mono food. And actually for me, because I am an emotional eater and because I use food, always have emotionally, the fact that I've just eaten one food, not only does that kind of just stops me having to think about food. So it's a simple thing that I can, you know, that so we'll be giving you recipes for that, so that you've got that recipe and that you've got everything in an ebook. And I think this is really important. Naomi and I are working on this now because it can be quite overwhelming to do something like this, especially when Naomi and I get so excited about things. So what we're going to do is put everything that we love, almost our life's work, into this ebook. So, you know, there'll be an introduction, what the cleanse is about, then there'll be a bit about Naomi, a bit about me, and then we'll work through the different stages. And just to say that we've split this into kind of 3 different areas. So the first area is really about navigating change and everything that entails in our life. And then the second kind of part of the cleanse is going to be embracing the aging process with love and with grace. And then the third part is moving into stillness. So each part of the ebook will have lots of tips, and there'll be things that Naomi and I don't do all the same things, you know, but there will be things that are commonalities. So it might be that I recommend, you know, my morning porridge and my morning supplements, but that's not something that you maybe want to do on this 21-day program. Or Naomi recommends something that you're not feeling, but you can go back to this. This is something that's almost going to be something that you can refer back to and have and keep. So yeah, so we're really excited to bring you this program. Is there anything else you want to say, Naomi, or cover off?
And I just want to say, if anybody doesn't know what khichdi is, it's a type of a soup almost, but you can make it quite thick or you can make it more porridgey, which is made of basmati rice and yellow split peas and a few vegetables with some spices. So it's actually a very, very healing food. They give it also to mamas when they first had their baby, because it heals you, it heals the gut as well, and it gives you this lovely warm glow all the time. You know, it kind of it's a very special kind of superfood recipe. I wanted to say also that we'll also be sharing everything that all our knowledge, won't we? So there's so much more than we're even adding here. But I wanted to say that I've been a womb awakening and healing facilitator for a number of years now and held many circles with women. And I'm going to add some of these practices in as well, so that we can really go within and sit within. And maybe some of you haven't worked with these divine feminine energy techniques, and I'd love to offer that as well, because there's many ways of us like really tuning into our very special elixir of life, this womb energy, which is the womb. You're thinking of the womb space. You don't necessarily have to have a physical womb. We're talking about the energetic womb space, which is home to all of our wisdoms. And actually, when we start to really work with this power, this energy in the body, it's incredibly powerful, and it ripples out into every aspect of your life. So I just want to say we're weaving in many different modalities. I want to say one other thing also, Kate, is that Kate and I both have gone through the menopause, but we experienced it very differently, didn't we? So I want to just kind of, we know that this is a unique journey to everybody. Everybody's experiencing it differently. What's quite nice is that Kate and I might have to look at things similarly, but we've got very different experiences and very different techniques and things which helped us get through. So we have, you know, a vast offering for you, knowing that actually this is your unique journey as well. And we really want to hold that. Oh, that's something to say, that Kate's been a doula and I'm training to be an Ayurvedic postpartum doula. So we very much have that desire and experience of holding space for women.
Yeah, I think it's interesting actually, because a lot of women that are in this menopause space are ex-doulas. A lot of kind of women that I love, that I listen to, I'm like, she's a doula as well. And I do think that there is that this is, there are certain big times in a woman's life. Going through puberty is a massive kind of change. Having a baby is a massive change. And then going through menopause is also, a massive change for some women, not for all. And I think that's the thing. It's so interesting how we're all different. I'm more classic textbook, my rage and my hot flushes. I think I've sort of ticked almost every symptom: anxiety, overwhelm, all of them are kind of tick, 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 tick. But it is so different. You could be a woman in your 50s who's still having really regular periods. You could be a woman that's 40 that's not having periods anymore, that's really, really struggling. So it's like wherever you are on that spectrum. And with perimenopause, there's not a diagnosis as such. So even if you're feeling these real shifts in yourself and you're in your late 30s, then you're more than welcome to join this program, because I think it's really amazing that women in their 30s actually start to connect in and understand what could be coming up for them in their lives.
Yeah, and I just want to add to that when I was saying at the beginning that everybody experiences something massive happening in their life, don't they? It's just that happens very often also in this window of time. But really we're offering tools for everything which might come up in your life. We're not just only talking about the hormonal changes and shifts. These are practical tools that we can use for everything. And Kate and I, we went through very, very difficult time. We met together in Ibiza, and I don't know if you want to explain about yours, but I'm going through, and I lost my marriage. Father-in-law passed away as well. Separated, moving house. I've got children who are becoming teenagers, and it's a lot of grief in this way. This was what I was going through: a lot of change, a lot of grief, my practices save me. Even like just moving, even just like a massive holiday where you feel really exhausted and you've traveled back with the kids and like stumbling back into everyday life. I've got practices which help me navigate these times, and also with kindness and knowing that things are impermanent, things do change, but we are offering literally so many tools to help, aren't we?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think, there are times when life can get really heavy, and you're navigating grief and you still have to show up in the world, and you can't always, you can't always talk about it. There's those first few weeks when if you lose someone, everyone's kind of really concerned. And then 3 to 6 months later, no one really asks anymore, but yet you still have these really tough times that you're going through. And I think that, when you're going through this heaviness, to actually understand that there are other women that have been through that, and that there are some little things that you can do to try and shift yourself out of that with loving kindness they're really important little tools and techniques to be able to tap into. Even it's day 5 today that I come back from the UK, and I've been feeling so heavy, like got the kind of cold and flu, whatever that everybody's had, and feeling really heavy. And every day I've been really working hard to get myself back to where I was. And I think that they're the little things that women can kind of take with them and use that don't take long. It doesn't mean that you have to kind of go and take yourself out of your life. As Naomi said, sometimes we're perfect examples of this. My boyfriend will be shouting downstairs, my dogs are barking, Naomi's teenage kids are coming in, and we still manage to find that, little moment of grounding, because that's life. You can't take yourself away to a mountain. It would be lovely to do that all the time, but that's not always real life. It is real life that dogs jump into our lives and stuff like that.
I like Kundalini thing is to say that the kind of the line they say is that this is householder yoga, which this helps you. We're not in a cave, we're here out in life, and these are all the things to help us, and also to help us have joy. You can be joyful even when you're having the hardest. I don't mean like it's not honoring the hardest of times, but joy can come through, and we have joy and enjoy our life, this incarnation.
And I think coming together, I think that's one of the things when women feel shame, or they don't want to admit that what they're going through, because it may be, that they're not. I think when women are together in this space, and one woman is going through something, it's often that a lot of us are going through it. So to have you know, a WhatsApp community that we'll have throughout this if women are struggling or want to share some joy, but also to have that space where we're going to have a private circle every Monday night where you can come and you can join and you can laugh and you can cry and you can shout, is really important. And that is something that I feel that in our modern world is overlooked. Women are so busy being busy that actually they're not creating that space. And actually, when I find it when I hold my monthly moon circles, women come and they're like, I really needed that. And even me, you know, sometimes it might be 2 women that have come or 10 women. And then after that, I think, God, I feel so good after that. There's something about that that can't be bought or sold. You know, it's just like a really precious thing that when women come together, amazing things happen. So I think that's really important to stress that we will be having that.
We are, yeah, and we are in this, we're in community. And as I said, I see that with the circles that I've held, the womb healing circles. It's incredible what starts to happen. Like magic starts taking place, doesn't it? It really does.
Oh, well, thank you, Naomi. I think that, you know, if anybody, just to say, so the program starts on the 15th of January. We have an early bird until Monday the 8th. So the price of the 21 days is €149 and the early bird is €99. Now, if for some reason you really want to join this, but you can't afford to pay in one go, we are happy to offer like 2 split payments so that you can pay one at the end of the month. Please just get in touch with us and just let us know that you want to join. We're happy to reserve a spot for you. And please do reach out if there's anything that you want to ask us, if there's anything that you want to know more. If you want to see the schedule, we are sharing this on our social profiles. So Kate Gardner Life on White Sage Healing. We are sharing kind of most days on Instagram and Facebook about the program. We will put the link to learn more and to register and pay wherever we put this. So please do join, do reach out, and it will be great to share this beautiful 21 days in January with you all. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you.